Should be streaming. Not sure what's going on. Audio's working. All right, cool. Finally got the headset working with this. Finishing up halls of healing for a day before I get back to the Korg arena. Don't want to miss out on this like I missed out on the second catalyst in the tier 4 basic arena. Looks like we've got one other person watching, so thank you for tuning in, whoever you are. I'm using an all-mutant team for the Halls of Healing. Get the critical hit synergy with some of them, and then Nightcrawler and Rogue to take out the nodes since the X-Men group is going on. Our alliance has been doing really well with the group and the completion events. I had made a comment about next month's event quest. Kabam made an announcement a couple hours ago that we are doing a Danger Room special event quest next month. It's not the monthly quest that's going to be Danger Room. I think it's going to be similar to the Trials of the Titan that we had a little while ago. I'll post the link in the chat so anyone who's interested can check it out. There we go. So if you're watching, you can see the link I just posted in the chat. That'll give you the details on what the Danger Room quest is going to be like. Someone did the math on what kind of rewards we're going to be able to get. Let me see if I can find that post. Give me just 1 second. There it is. Okay, so if you click on that link and you scroll down, there's a forum user named Droid Does. And it looks like if players run all the 5 difficulties of the Danger Room quest on all of the 28 days, they're going to be able to get a 5600 premium hero crystal shards, so nothing much there. 2800 3-star, 1400 4-star. We're going to be able to get 4200 5-star shards, so that's kind of nice. And then a bunch of tier 1 through 3 basic fragments, just under a full tier 4 basic. Looks like just over a tier 1 alpha, and then if you complete all the difficulties on all the days, you're going to also be able to get a little bit over 5,000 tier 2 alpha catalyst fragments, and then 56 tier 4 class catalyst fragment crystals. So not the best rewards, but I'm not going to complain about possibly being able to get 5,000 tier 2 alpha shards. Those are kind of hard to come by now outside of the event quests, since I've got Act 5 and Labyrinth of Legends completed. So now I just have to finish the Halls of Helion on the last difficulty, and I'll get back in the Korg arena. Actually, while I'm at it, I'm going to turn the Lions Quest chat on so I can see if a linked node goes down and I'm able to continue. I have all the chats turned off. Someone had posted that about a week or so ago that they had turned off all the chats, and they noticed that there was a lot less lag in the game. Arena was running faster, the game was loading faster. So I've been playing with all the chats turned off to see if that has any effect. Yes, I did take a break, Sam. got something to eat and took care of some chores or errands that I wanted to get done today. I did figure out how to use a headset with streaming from my iPhone too. There's an app in the iOS apps are called Easy Mic. It's $1.99, but it's working great. So a lot easier not having to stare and talk into my phone for hours while I play. Hey, Patrick. If you didn't have a chance to watch the part 1 of the live stream earlier, towards the middle and end, I started giving advice on how I practice intercepting attacks in the arena. I'll do some of that again once I finish up the Halls of Healing. I'll also, based on the champions I fight against, if I can think of anything, like I think I had mentioned how to counterattack Blade's SP1 and some other things like that, like how to evade Cyclops' SP1 or what to look for on different champions' special attacks to know when to evade. I'll be giving some advice, making comments on that once I get back into Arena. No, I don't speak Hungary. It'd be kind of cool if I spoke another language, though. I think Uzi speaks like 5 or 6 languages or something. That's our alliance leader. I know he speaks French too, at least. Nice, Sam. Yeah, it takes practice. It was not something that started getting good at overnight. The last alliance I was in, a lot of the guys in BG4, one of the members in there posted a video that so another player had posted an Alliance War video of soloing I think a 5-star rank 4 Dormammu boss with magic, and I was blown away with the kind of intercepting that the player was doing in that video. I think that was the first time where I realized, like, wow, there's a lot more I have to learn at this game to get better. We also had there was a player in Hyperactive when we were there. He had the name Rutten Station, and he was definitely the most skilled player I've ever seen with Contest of Champions. I was in the same battle group as him for Alliance Quest and Alliance War, and some of the videos he posted of either war solos or boss solos, and it was both a combination of the champs he used. Gwenpool was his best champ. He had a rank 5-star Gwenpool, but also the way that he was intercepting attacks. Again, I had not seen anything like that except for that magic Dormammu fight video. But after I saw that, I made a commitment to start practicing getting better at intercepting, because Kabam has been releasing a lot of nodes in the Uncollected where if you don't intercept, you're kind of screwed. I think it was either this month or last month in the Uncollected event quest on there was one level where they had a bunch of aspects of something war, so either or aspect of something nodes, so aspect of war, aspect of evolution, aspect of judgment, death, or whatever, and close to all those nodes, if you didn't intercept, the fights were very hard, either because your champion's block proficiency slowly decreased over the fight, or for other factors. But a lot of the newer nodes that Kabam has put into the game, they really emphasize learning how to intercept. Sam, do you mean the unblockable, what's it called? The unblockable node where I think it's like 25% health or less. I think the AI, all their attacks are unblockable. Yeah, definitely helps to intercept on those ones. I think that one was introduced in Act 5, Chapter 2. Yeah. Yeah, intercepting is a lifesaver on that matchup. Also, in addition to Arena, a good place to work on intercepting. Sometimes Arena can work against you. I mean, if you're practicing and you messed up, you can lose a streak or not win a fight or whatever. But one place where it's always good to practice intercepting is Labyrinth of Legends. Even if you don't get the maximum enrage timer, I think it's like 3 to 5 energy to fight Red Hulk or Star-Lord in there. Labyrinth of Legends AI is very similar to Alliance War. Another hard content, Act 5, Uncollected Event Quest. So Labyrinth of Legends, Red Hulk and Star-Lord are 2 fights where it doesn't cost you much more than 5 energy, where you can practice intercepting whenever you want. It's also good to practice there because of there's a global limber node. So whether you're practicing intercepting or something else, you can only use parry so many times before the AI pretty much will recover from stun right away. So that's also useful because, I mean, that kind of situation is common in like Alliance War. So it's one thing to, you know, say I'm going to practice this in Arena, but when you can copy more of the types of situations that you're going to come up against in Alliance War and other modes, when you can copy those situations and practice under those kinds of things, that's when you really start to improve your intercepting skills and anything else you're working on improving on. I know Sam coaches basketball, so I coached tennis for a number of years. We talked a few times about how we've talked a few times about using sports metaphors on different types of parts of Contest of Champions. Okay, almost done with this and I can get back in Arena. Also, for those of you watching, there are more rumors coming out about the champs we're going to get next month. I'm really hoping that some of them turn out to be true. One thing I read in the forum is that we're going to be getting Mr. Sinister and Apocalypse next month, which are 2 of the biggest villains in the X-Men universe, or 2 of the biggest X-Men villains. Really hoping we get those champs. I'd be really curious to see how Apocalypse turns out. If you guys aren't familiar with those 2 characters in the comments, I believe both Sinister and Apocalypse have regeneration capabilities. Apocalypse, in the comics, he's also got some like shape-shifting stuff. He's kind of like the if we're gonna go off of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, he's like Thanos for the X-Men, so kind of their main villain. Okay, back to Arena. Make sure I have a Lion's Quest to chat on so I don't miss it when the link node goes down. Okay, so not quite yet. Okay, so I can only go through my 4 stars because my 5 stars are still refreshing. So I mentioned earlier today that I spent the last month leveling up more champs to try to avoid the Arena Death Squad, so this will be the first time I'm testing out trying to avoid Arena Death Squads entirely, my 4 stars. the strategy I'm using is that I'm picking whatever top 4-star champion is available based on PI, and then I'm going for the next 2 champs with the 2 lowest PIs. See if I can get some kind of balance that way. Tough choice here. Yeah, no kidding, Sam. The 4-star arena cutoff is it's not nearly the size it used to be. I mean, I think Void was one of the last 4-star featured arenas before the 5-star kicked, and that was over 20 million. Now you can put up 13 to 15, and that's usually enough to get a new 4-star champion. That's still a lot. And if you're not using units to refresh your champs, your best chance of getting champions in the 4-star and especially 5-star arena is to just build your 5-star roster. You really want to get, 50, 60 or more 5-star champions. And once you get to that point, you can pretty much just start using those in arena, and you'll score enough points to get a featured champ now and then. 5-star arena, doesn't matter how big your 5-star roster is, you're using units if you want that featured champ, at least for the new ones. Alright, so now that I got the Mystic champs down, let's see if I can give a little intercepting commentary with King Groot. So first I'm gonna parry him twice to get rid of those Fury buffs. That's one, and he got me back. Okay, let's see if I can get him to use a special attack. There we go. So 1 hit. Nope, didn't take the bait. Didn't use a special attack again. Nope. So again there, I used a light attack and I was able to parry his counter attack, but it doesn't look like he's taking the bait, so let's see if I can just finish him off. Excuse me. If you get matched against King Groot in Alliance War, it is usually pretty easy to bait his special attacks, especially his special attack 1, so as long as you're not fighting him on a Bane node, it shouldn't be too much trouble to get him to use a special attack. Yeah, wish Abraxas. Yeah, gold pool I think went for 25 million. No problem. Hey. Who's in basic? MODOK? I don't think MODOK will go for much more than 3 to 3.5. No, Sentinel went for around 2.4 first round. Second round I put up 2.8. Team Mine Awakened. If you're someone new to the game, or if you haven't been playing, for more than a few months, Basic Arena really is the best way to build up your 4-star roster. And I think the first 6 months where I was playing, let me rephrase that. The first 2 to 3 months, I only focused on 3-star arena to get new 3-star champions, because that helped me. Once I got them maxed out, I could use them in the 4-star basic arena. So once I got enough maxed 3 stars, that made it easier to do okay in the 4-star basic arena. And then a few months later, actually a lot more than a few months later, well, probably 2 to 3 months after I was doing well in the basic arena, I started going for the milestones in the 4-star featured arena. And then I believe Sabretooth was the first champ I actually went for in the 4-star featured arena, and I had been playing for about a year and I got him both times. Hey, don't badmouth 4-stars in war. Queen's Wasp has been doing great for us, and as high as tier 4. Certain 4-stars, if you can get them maxed up to rank 5. I mean, even in like as high as tier 2 or 3 when we were in HA. Sabretooth, Iron Man Infinity War, Domino. We did have some 4-stars that were getting multiple kills consistently in tier 2 to 3 war. Just gotta know where to place them. That's the most important thing. Attackers. Well, that's just because you got mad skills, bro. I mean, if master players can bring a 3-star Ghost Rider, for the synergy, hey. I will say that Sparky is one of the few champions that, if you know how to use him, he can still do very well in high tier war as a 4-star. There are a limited few. Blade, not as much as Sparky. I mean, Blade still has that regeneration, obviously, in danger sense, but Spider-Man, Stark Enhanced, when he gets close 10 poise, even at the 4-star, he's just doing massive damage. I remember when we were in Hyperactive, I had brought a 4-star Iceman for, I think it was Path 6, tier 3 or 4, and there was one fight where I fought pretty well with him, and then he took like one special attack, and his ice armor wasn't active, and he was KO'd. And that kind of made me realize that when you get high enough in war tiers, having 5-star attackers really makes a big difference compared to using 4 stars. Not so much that, you know, like if you don't use 5 stars, you're screwed. It's just that the extra health can really save you sometimes, and the extra attack makes war a lot easier. Let's see if I can get back to giving some advice on stuff like intercepting. Dude, no 27 sucks on path 3. That mini boss node, oof. That is not an easy fight. So, yep, right there, I got it. So 1, 2, got him there. The first time was on 3 hits. So I mentioned earlier, the only thing I've picked up on that seems to make the non-finish combo backup intercept method work well is mix up how many combo hits you do. 1, 2, 3, back. Nope, didn't take it. Okay, what I did right there, that's something that I've started using a lot more consistently that works well. I'll show you guys from the beginning what I was talking about in the next fight. But if you do a few combo hits and back up, and say the AI is just standing there or just blocking, so then you follow up with an attack while the AI is blocking, immediately back up and then try the intercept again. I've had a lot of luck with them taking the bait that way. Let's see if I can show it here. Nope, I got the intercept. Got it again. There. That's what I was talking about. So if you do a dash attack, maybe from long range, maybe not, but as soon as the AI blocks it, back up and then try to see if you can intercept. But as you can see, like right there, I think I went 3 for 3 or 4 for 4. The technique can really work well, especially against stun immunity or nodes that get rid of your block proficiency. Nope, didn't take it. Oh, I got caught. See if I can evade Yellow Jacket's attack at close range. Show you guys what I meant by his tail on his stingers. There. See, three dexterities? That's because I evaded right when his stingers went forward. I didn't do it too early. Electro is another champion where you can fully evade his SP1 even at point blank range. Electro's, it's not just the animation that's delayed, but it's his animation making contact with your attacker is delayed. So to evade Electro's SP1, you almost have to wait for his electricity projectile to look like it's making contact with your champion and then back up. So for you guys watching, if for you guys that do map 5, that Yellow Jacket fight in tier 3 on the left, he has unblockable SP1 there, so the best way to fight that node is to not finish combos. If he has over a bar of power, just stop your combo, don't finish it, and then back up and try to get him to use it. But if for whatever reason he does use it at close range, you can't evade it if you get the timing down. to give a little more commentary on the whole practicing intercepting stuff. I've got, I think, 6 of 7 Labyrinth of Legends runs uploaded on my YouTube channel. I used a 5-star rank 4 Ultron for Abomination and Guillotine because those are... Abomination is poison, Guillotine is bleed. So each of those guys, they had around 3 million health. I used Ultron with a 30% champion boost, but those were 2 fights where, because of how long the fights went, I could only use parry so much. Those were 2 fights where I did a lot of practicing with, a lot of interception practice with how I'm doing it in these fights. Because otherwise it was very hard to get attacks in. So we didn't take the bait. Ooh, he got me there though. Want to mention again that there's no such thing as something that works 100% of the time, unfortunately. So you got to be willing to adapt whatever strategy you're using for a fight. There's no such thing as, if I do it this way every time, I'm good. You have to base your strategies on how the AI reacts to what you're doing. Yes, it does, Abraxas. Yeah, Path 3 definitely got buffed a bit in terms of defender nodes in the last Alliance War update. I think it's Path 3 through 7 that all got new mini bosses, but Path 3 is a lot harder than it was a few months ago. Take care, bro. Now that you mentioned it, I'm gonna check the chat real fast too to make sure that I'm not missing out. Looks like that guy got back to us. Let's see. Actually, I'm the one who's got clear the linked node. Thanks for the notice, Abraxas. Abomination on map 5, it's a lot easier to bait this SP1 compared to his SP2. If you push him to 2 bars of power, he's a lot more likely to just refuse to use special attacks. He's a lot less likely to hoard his power when he only has 1 bar of power. don't want to switch the line. That'll cause the sound to lag. But if Reem doesn't clear that linked node in about 15 or 20 minutes, I'm going to stop the stream so I can tag him online, and then I'll start it up again. There it worked again. One blocked attack, back up, light attack, intercept. Again, you do not want to use that technique if the AI can use a special attack. It can work if you do it that way. It's just that you're risking taking special attack damage, and in some situations, one of those will take you out. See if I can get Hulk to use his FP2. There it is. Got him again. One thing I would recommend, if you haven't had much practice with intercepting, try to do it just once, and then or at least the way that I'm showing you guys how to do it. Here, let me talk about this while I actually do it. So, nope, not quite. I'd mentioned before too, this works best if you have the AI cornered. When you do it from the middle of the stage, they're more likely to not take bait. Gotta be willing to adapt. See if I can do it this time. So there. I intercepted him once, and now I'm finishing a combo. So if this is something that you don't have much practice with, start off with just doing it once, maybe twice, and then like slowly work your way up with doing it more and more and more with a single fight. Awesome, thank you, Uzi. For you guys watching, Dr. Peruzzi, or Uzi, he's the leader of BG4. So Uzi, if you're watching, I'll go over some Labyrinth of Legends advice, if you're still there, because I know you were talking about doing a run soon. So in Labyrinth of Legends, the global limber node makes it gives you a limited number of parries. So this is what you want to do when say you're deep into a fight and you can't parry anymore. Okay, wait for the AI to back up and just attack. Keep building power. So, again, back up, blocking, keep attacking, build that power. Again. Okay, got the special attack. Now I can counter. That's one of the most basic and most effective strategies to use in Labyrinth of Legends. There are some fights where it's not going to work, like Unstoppable Colossus, the Juggernaut fight, but probably in at least 90% of the fights in there, that strategy is very effective. So right there I got back-to-back intercepts. The first combo I did was 4 hits or 3, I'm not sure. But then the next one after that was not the same amount of hits. So it was either 3, then 4, then 4, then 3. Landed them both. Three hits. 3. It's not that you have to mix it up every time, it's just something that I have found works the more that you rely on that strategy. Nice. Yeah, Sparky and Gwynpole are going to be... I mean, that's one of the best 1-2 combos you can have for the easy run. Especially now that you've got Gwynpole, Awakened Uzi. She's going to be huge for Magic. I mean, you could even try to take out Spider-Man if you wanted to, but... that's pretty bold to do on the first run. Okay, so... now for this round, I'm gonna bring up something that I haven't discussed yet today. Well, it looks like the 5 stars are coming back. Okay, so when it comes to intercepting attacks, with the light attack, instead of the heavy attack, or not heavy, medium, so when you're using light, it's easier to do based on the range of your champion's attack. So, like Watch Rope right here, will use her light attack. Not the longest range. So, her light attack, if you're gonna intercept the AI's attack, you have to be very precise with the timing, because there's less room for error with her small range. Oops. Or if you use a medium attack like that, it's going to connect every time if the timing's right. So who's next? We got, let's see what Bucky's range is like. About twice as long maybe, so that makes it easier. Longer range. Since I'm fighting Yellow Jacket, I'll bring up one more thing. So if you're blocking attacks trying to look for an opening, when they use a heavy attack, if it's 2 hits, you can interrupt it like that usually. So if it's Medusa, Hyperion, if it's more than 2 hits, multi-hit, Yellow Jacket. A lot of the times you can get an attack in between the first and their next attack. That helps you prevent getting cornered in some situation. That saves time. If you're in Alliance Ward, you got 3 minutes. I mean, I've had fights where I've taken out defenders when the timer's at 0, so every second counts in Alliance War. So, let me show you guys why Proxima is so great for intercepting. So for anyone who didn't know, I've got Prox Midnight at 5-star rank 4. She's going to be my next rank 5 5-star when I get the materials to do it. Now against champions like Rhino, you can't intercept since his dash attack is unblockable. There are other champions where it's the strategy does not work here. Gladiator Hulk is one of them, since his dash attack can randomly go unblockable. Thor Ragnarok's another matchup where it's not smart since he auto block on dash attacks sometimes, but check out the range Proxima Midnight has on her light attack. Leave some room. It's like a third of the screen. Not that much, but still. Huge range, which makes it a lot easier to intercept with her than other champions. Do that all day. The one downside about using Proxima in Alliance War is once in a while the timing of her missions, or not the timing, the order that you get her missions can make it difficult to complete more than one. So, like say you get parry first, and then you get the incapacitate one second. If you're on a limber node, you have to parry, I think, 6 times before you get the incapacitate one. And the only way to do the incapacitate is to knock your opponent down. So that's either special attack or heavy attack. If you get parry before incapacitate, it's going to be pretty hard to land heavy attacks. Let me see if how many 5-stars are back yet. Well, not enough to avoid the death squads yet. So again, you want to time your backup as late as possible, and still be as late as possible, but so that you still can get the attack off. If I do it early like that, see? If I do it early like that, and then I anticipate and try to land attack, a lot of times the AI will respond after you've done your attack, and then you get caught. Yes, definitely Uzi. Once I go through all my 4 stars, I was going to do a couple of rounds of the Road to the Labyrinth. Mac has put up a ridiculous amount of points for this event. Like, jeez. I think it's the highest score he's put up for an Alliance event that I've seen so far for us. Appreciate the support, Uzi. Thank you. still getting some points for using the X-Men champions in Arena, but not nearly as much as just focusing on the X-Men event. Yes, he did. Like, I mean, it helps to have a 6-star storm, but you can't explain a score like that just with a 6-star storm. So our guys are talking about the Alliance event scores. The new peak milestone system, the rewards for top 3 to top 30 were buffed tremendously. Being able to get 5-star signature stone crystals, you know, multiple times every few days, or multiple times, I think every 12 days is the cycle. There's no better way to increase your 5-star champion's signature abilities, and that increases your Alliance quest prestige. And that's going to give you a lot more rare rank up resources when Season 5 starts. Alliance Wars, I mean, that's where the biggest focus is on for the, you know, the most competitive players in the game, because that's pretty much the best source of Tier 5 basic. But the thing is, once endgame players start getting their 5th rank 5-star champion, there's not going to be a lot more they can do to increase their starting Alliance quest prestige. The only way to do that is either get dupes if you're lucky through 5-star crystals, or if you have the money to spend on Grandmaster crystals. So aside from, you know, spending money and luck, the peak milestone system is the only way in the game where it's the only way in the game that, you know, you can be assured that you're getting the materials to increase the signature levels of your 5-star champions. That is, I mean, unless, you know, Kabam offers the 5-star signature stones in the unit store again, which was, what, I think to get 30 of them, it was like 30,000 units. It's a ridiculous cost. But hey, that's what unit fraud is for, right, guys? Go ahead and steal some units with credit card fraud, and you get to keep all your items, and you get a 1-week ban. Yeah, hashtag Korg. It looks like the stream messed up. Interesting. Hold on. If you guys can still hear me, I'm gonna try restarting it. See if that fixes it. I don't know what's going on. It's still locked on 46 when I've got a streak of 47 now. If you guys can't hear me, sorry about that. Let me try restarting my phone and see what happens.